Hey, sometimes playing better golf means that you've got to feel some different feels in your swing. And if you haven't experienced this yet, you should know that even getting a small change in your swing is going to require some feels that are fairly exaggerated to you. Hey, so right after this, I'm going to give you this incredible drill, incredible exercise that may be a complete game changer for some of you. It's going to look crazy, it's going to feel crazy, but it might just cure your slice, get rid of those weak shots, get rid of your fat shots, but it might just get rid of your slice. It might give you way more compression, and it might add a ton of distance to your driving game. So if you like distance and all that other stuff, then definitely keep watching. Hey, this is Steve with HitItLonger.com. As you know, I'm on a journey to hit it longer and straighter off the tee, but be controlled and pure and solid from tee to green, because playing that way just makes the game so much fun. So if you agree, join us, hit the subscribe button, like this video if you got some benefit out of it. And if you have a question, leave it in the comments down below. All right, so if you've been following my channel, you know I'm a big disciple, a big advocate of the Mike Austin swing method. If you remember, Mike was a pioneer in the field of kinesiology and in long drive. At one time had the Guinness World Record for the longest drive in a round of professional competitive golf at 515 yards. He did it at the age of around 60 years old. So he was quite a swinger of the golf club, quite a big, tall, strong physique, and he could really generate a lot of club head speed, but yet keep the ball under control. Now, one of the things that Mike really advocated for was a full and free release. And so that's what we're going to be talking about today. But the drill I'm going to give you might make you hesitate, but don't. I want you to give it a try. All right, so let's start with an exercise that you might know from my channel, and that is the wrap the pole drill. I give this drill to a lot of my students when I see them in person to help them feel what it feels like to make a full and free release, throwing the club head from the top of the swing rather than trying to pull it down into the ball this way. And this, of course, gets rid of the chicken winging, the harpooning, and instead whirls the club around the circle, helping it pick up some extra speed and get the face square easier in the downswing. But of course, this is going to be done on a horizontal plane like a baseball drill this way. So I'm going from 90 degrees cocked to 90 degrees cocked to the right forearm, or a full 180 degrees or more, if you can squeeze it out, of range of motion around the wrist without advancing the butt of the club very far by trying to pull the butt of the club around the circle, which would really wreck a lot of things in your swing and give you a lot of open club faces that make you go to the right. But of course, the golf swing is not done on a horizontal. So let's go back over to the ball, go back over to the hitting area, and let's see if we can translate this horizontal drill into something that you could do as you were bent into your golf posture. All right, so when you do an exercise like this wrap the pole method, now bent down to the ball, a couple things happen. Number one, you're isolating arms and wrists and not blending it in with the rest of the body's motion. So you're able to focus better on doing a different action. And again, if you're going to try to get better in earnest, you're going to need to do something different. And so in this exercise, of course, this is a very different motion, and you can really concentrate on doing it well. But what it also does is give you a very, very strange looking, feeling swing, isolating that. But let me show you how it all blends back together when you add in the pivot and the turn. So here we are with just the wrap around the pole. Now watch, I'm going to add the turn and the shift, and see, look where I come out. I come out in an ideal position post-impact. So essentially all we're doing there is just taking out the shift and turn so that we can better work on the actions of the wrists and the elbows and the arms getting more throwing or better releasing of the club head and less pulling. Now, pulling is what makes people hit behind the ball because they stop shifting. Often a lot of weak shots that go to the right, a lot of steepness. All kinds of issues happen when you're not making this pure round the pole wrapping motion. Now let's take this idea down to the ball. So here's the motion. Now, see, if I take this down to the ball, how could I slice from here? So two things aren't going to happen is I'm not going to leave the face open. I've got a lot more ammunition to cause the club face to square up, which you might not have had when you were pulling the club through. You often get an open club face. But also you're not going to be late with the hit like so many people are. They're trying to hold the lag too long and they end up being really late that way and playing poor golf. But you're also going to help the club accelerate. So everyone I've ever given this exercise to eventually picks up 20, 30, 40, even 50 yards off the tee. So if you're hitting it weakly, or if you're slicing it, or if you're just not hitting it solidly with a lot of good compression, then definitely give this drill a try. First start with a whole bunch of horizontal versions, and then move into some of the same thing, bowing down to the ball and throwing the head of the club around the hands, getting to the ball. All right, I'm going to hit one, and I will promise you I'm going to be tossing the club starting from back there, but you're going to see, since I'll be blending it together with the body, it's going to come out looking rather orthodox. Just remember the ingredients that went into it. All right, so once you were able to really memorize that wrist and arm motion, it goes together really beautifully with the swing plane that I advocate coming into the ball, which is a little more on the shallow side, a little coming from the inside and up. It's really going to help you hit drives that have high launch, low spin, higher smash factor, and super high distance efficiency. Some of you wondering, how are you able to hit the ball as far as you do looking so smooth? Well, it's because I'm very distance efficient. I get every yard out of the mile an hours that I create, and so I look like I'm swinging pretty easy, but I'm hitting it pretty far. So that's really a big secret. All right, I'm going to go back and practice a little bit more on this exercise, but thanks so much for watching. Thanks to Golf Development Complex in Moore Park, California. Come on over and hit a bucket of balls with me, or if you'd like some one-on-one instruction, then please see the link in the description below. And as always, I'll either see you in the next video or I'll see you longer and straighter down the fairway. Everybody take good care.